Coming up on show 396, Nissan's software engineers have been busy. Another fix is on the way. BMW and Daimler announced this huge collaboration deal, and Tesla's Model 3 deliveries begin in China. Not too many stories in today's podcast, but all of them huge news. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. In fact, wherever you are in the world, welcome to EV News Daily. It's the weekend, Saturday 23rd of February. It's Martyn Lee here, and I've been through all the EV stories I can find today, and there was a lot going on, but these are some really important ones we'll talk about today and pick through. I'm trying to save you time with all of this. As always, thank you to our Patreon supporters and the original supporter of the show, myev.com. If you're buying and selling EVs in the USA and learning about them as well, it's just a way of avoiding those car websites where you buy and sell it's just full of fossil cars. This is EVs only. Check out myev.com. Hello to new producers of the show, Joseph Gutierrez. Hello, Joseph, signing up on Patreon. Hello to Stephen Pinkerton-CLARK, thank you my friend, and L. Stephen Lamb, all three new producers are joining up on patreon.com/EV News Daily. I don't know why I was hesitating there, my brain stopped. And hello to new executive producers. Now Mike has been a long time supporter, a long time follower on Twitter. Well, I follow him, we chat, and Alex Banahene as well, another long time supporter. Thank you for increasing your support. To be executive producers of the show, you get your name credit at the end of every single show in the show notes, and thank you very much for supporting the podcast, spreading the word about EVs. Have you got a Nissan Leaf? If you have, listen up. Maybe you think you might buy a used one day. Nissan have released a new statement on a fix for their Leaf batteries, which were 2016 and 2017 cars. They were the ones that were experiencing indications of the 30 kilowatt hour batteries losing range and capacity at an accelerated rate, reports Gary Lieber for InsideEVs.com. Now, owners of these EVs were reporting that their cars were losing as much as 25% of the range and battery capacity in just 15,000 miles. That is not on. But Nissan say it's actually not true. The 96-month/100,000 mile warranty on Nissan's battery has been replacing them up to now, whilst on some Leafs, one battery replacement wasn't enough. The problem resurfaced, necessitating a second battery and long-term investigations by Nissan. What has been going on here? Well, Nissan said this in a statement that I've got hold of. The displayed vehicle range and battery capacity level gauge on these vehicles are displaying range and capacity that's actually lower than the actual amount. Reprogramming the controller will result in an accurate display of the Leaf's battery capacity and trip range. The service campaign is open to all 2016 and 2017 Leaf owners, regardless of the mileage, or if you've had your battery replaced under warranty. After the reprogramming, the balance of the battery and battery capacity remains in effect for any customers who experience any battery deg. It fixes it. Owners are advised to contact your local dealer. So if you own one, if you're thinking of buying one, bear this in mind. And also, I would say that Nissan have released software updates before, and listeners of this podcast have called the dealer and said, I heard there's a new update, and the dealers have gone, nope, absolutely not. We know nothing about it. And you really have to say, yes, there is a bulletin on this. I wish I had the number for you that you could just quote just quote a number at them. But do be insistent. This is coming direct from Nissan. This is a link in the show notes, by the way, for if you want to know more. This is a huge story next. The Verge reporting on two giants in automaking, BMW and Daimler, pooling their resources in a joint effort all about mobility. It spans autonomous cars, ride-hailing, electric scooters, car sharing, and even electric car charging. Well, the two companies announced yesterday their intention to spend $1.13 billion on a brand new venture. It's a huge amount of money, and the minute they announced it, the rest of the industry definitely sat up and noticed. Now, they did announce this a little while ago last year that they were working together. The cooperation between BMW and Daimler has now been formally confirmed, though. It's going to take the form of 5 separate companies. Here they are. Reach Now. Reach Now is going to be for multimodal services. Charge Now is going to be a company that provides EV charging. Free Now is all about enabling taxis and ride-hailing. Park Now is what it says, really. It's a new parking company, and Share now is going to be a new car sharing company. Each business is going to be assigned its own CEO, and the two automakers are going to function as shareholders, overseeing the strategy, not interfering with the company's operations. Of course, BMW and Daimler, fierce competitors over the years, and still are as well, but obviously they can collaborate as and when they need to. Daimler's CEO, Dieter Zetscher, said this, and I quote, "There are people who are not interested in car ownership, but in mobility, individual mobility, on demand." And that's where both companies came to the conclusion that this is a field where we can be stronger together than separately, end quote. Exactly what I was saying, that they're fierce competitors, but they know when it's smart to collaborate. I'll put a link to The Verge in the show notes. Volvo's styling, I think, is one of the best out there at the minute. They're on a purple patch of the interior, the exterior. There are very few mainstream cars that I think do styling better than Volvo's current design house. And now, according to Anthony at Motor1.com, Volvo have released some official photos and details about a new facelifted version of its flagship vehicle. It's called the XC90. If you don't know the numbers and the models, but you've seen the big Volvo SUV, the really big Volvo SUV, yeah, that's the XC90. By far the most important improvement over the outgoing version is a new braking system, a new KERS system, Kinetic Energy Recovery System. If you watch Formula One, then you know they talk about KERS all the time. Recovering, not so much these days because it's all to do with recovering energy, but it used to be the only way they could recover energy was from braking, which is now how Volvo are doing it, up to 15% fuel saving by using KERS under the new B badge. So the new B badge are going to be for like soft hybrids. It couples the combustion engine to integrated soft hybrid electric system. The new B badged cars complement the current plug-ins. Now the plug-ins for Volvo are different. It uses a T8 twin engine. It's got a plug on the side of the car. It can do a really decent range. There's a new one of those coming out as well. 420 horsepower, new brake-by-wire system, and the new powertrain has increased by, again, 15% on all of their 90 and 60 series, like the XC90 and their 60 series cars as well. You know, obviously, I'd prefer, if you're going to buy one with a plug rather than a soft hybrid. It just future-proofs you. I'll put a link to Motor One in the show notes. One of my favourite websites is Teslarati, and Teslarati reporting on the Model 3 delivery ceremony in Beijing in China, officially setting in motion the Model 3 delivery into China, says Simon at Teslarati. In a statement to Reuters, Tesla noted that the earlier than expected deliveries have marked a really significant milestone for the market, particularly as Tesla has been a bit conservative about its timeframes in China, and you know that Elon Musk gives push goals. And for the uninitiated, by the way, and this always makes me laugh, those who understand the psychology of it is if you say, I want you to do this within 6 months, and it takes 7, then those who aren't very smart will think that you've failed. Actually, in the same situation, if you've said, I want you to do it in 12 months, and then it takes 12 months, you see, the first situation's better because you've done it in 7 months, not 12, but you've pushed people. But of course, if you miss those push targets, it appears a failure, but you actually get better results than if you'd set a realistic target. But those dum-dums on the internet who don't quite understand the psychology of it go, oh, Tesla missed another deadline that Elon Musk set. Well, actually, when it comes to China, he got realistic. He said April, and it's February, and Model 3 deliveries have started. User on Twitter, Vincent, tweeted that the ship called Morning Cindy, yes, that is the name of the ship, Morning Cindy, has arrived in the Shanghai port yesterday with 1,600 units of the Model 3, totaling 1,837 cars, so another probably 100 X's and 100 X's. Well, whatever I just said. Sorry, I still have a really bad cold. 100 S's and 100 X's. Right, the recently docked ship arrived in China not long after another cargo vessel. It was called the Glovis Symphony. Reached Tianjin, which is another port. The Emerald Ace is a solar hybrid car carrier. This is super cool, right, by the way. So when it's in dock, it can use the solar panels to power some of its systems. That's amazing. Certainly good for the air quality. A lot of towns and cities who have a port in them really struggle with air quality because the fuel that ships burn is pretty disgusting. Google the phrase bunker fuel and you will be as revolted as I am about that stuff. It's expected to arrive in China in the next couple of weeks. That's the Emerald Ace. Rivian is a company that has captured many people's attention, including the money and the investment of Amazon. And, well, GM were rumoured, but I only saw the Amazon news confirmed. Did I miss that? Did GM confirm their investment, or was the rumour of GM and Amazon only just confirmed as Amazon? Hey, look, it's almost $1 billion they're putting in. This is not small change. And now Rivian, and a new patent has been uncovered. The R1T, that's the name of their truck. There's the R1S, the SUV. The R1T is the truck. We saw it as a pickup truck when they unveiled it, fully electric. In fact, there are various configurations, says Eric Loveday for InsideEVs.com. The other day, we discovered a Rivian patent as well for, what is it, like an add-on battery, like an auxiliary battery that extends the range? That's a really smart idea. With the auxiliary pack, the range went to over 400 miles on the R1T. Now, this new patent that's been discovered says that it's got diagrams and pictures of the platform having different bodies on top. Flatbed, camper, other types of truck. I mean, look, this is something that you could pretty much do 2 and 2 equals 4 on. If you've got a platform, if you've got a skateboard design, you've got a battery and 4 wheels, you can put whatever you want on the top of it. I think there's something to do with the patent system that means that you've actually got to tell people, hey, this is what we're doing. And it's interesting to see their thinking and the 6 different types of body that could go on top. Just another thing that you wonder, how much does Amazon know that we don't know yet, that has put that hundreds of millions of investment into Rivian? You wonder why they made that investment, because you wouldn't bet against Amazon for many things. Final story, and Tesla. This is great news, by the way. This is just fantastic news for your weekend. Tesla is today hosting hundreds of students at 8 of its facilities across the US in partnership with Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day. Last year, the automaker participated in the national movement, aiming to show girls how engineering can be a great career choice and a great way to change the world. It hosted 60 girls at the Gigafactory 1 in Nevada, says Fred at Electrek. Now, Fred Lambert says that about 80 Tesla employees are volunteering to create fun, engaging experiences, get the girls' hands on, exploring engineering. It's what it's all about. Today, they're helping students learn about fields like building an electrical motor, a suspension bridge, or a balloon-propelled car. That's kind of mechanical things that can inspire some kids into wanting to move into a career in engineering. And that's just, what a brilliant feel-good story for the weekend. And, you know, in a way, like 1% of me is a little bit sad that there's still this kind of thing that, you know, boys have to do this and girls can't do this and different careers. But, I mean, we've mostly broken that down, but it still exists to an extent. This is such a cool initiative, and well done to Tesla for doing that. Hey, final day to get your answers in for question of the week. And here it is. Thanks to myev.com for setting our question of the week. And it's this. Is there room for startup EV makers to succeed? Or will the oncoming rush of models from the established names stifle those newcomers? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much to 193. Almost at 200. Oh my goodness. What a way to start my first day not working in radio. For the first time ever? Well, I started at 15, volunteering, putting CDs away for the DJs, and as of yesterday, I packed in a 20-something career in radio to, I've got a funny feeling podcasts have got a pretty bright future. So, jacked in the career, starting a new adventure in my life as of today, and 193 patrons of the podcast supporting me in that dream. Thank you. I promise to work harder in return to get this podcast growing all around the world with your support. Patreon.com/EVNewsDaily. You can check out the list of all of the people who support this show from exec producer level and above in the show notes. Go and have a look for your name if you are a Patreon supporter. Well, there are 395 previous shows online for free. You can download them anywhere you get your podcasts from, even YouTube. And for the new ones, hit subscribe to get your new podcasts first and free and automatically. Come and say hi on the socials, Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter by searching EV News Daily. Please do have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. I'll catch you tomorrow for all of your answers to question of the week. And remember, there's no such thing as a self-charging hybrid.